come from a place of humility. And it's hard. It is very hard when I ask questions and when I say things. And so I really work on that. I really work towards that every breath that I take. And so from there, I always want to project confidence. Okay, and this is what I want to tell y'all is that what I'm saying now, I'm saying with confidence. I'm not saying with arrogance. I'm not saying that I know everything, and I'm not saying that I think that I'm right. I feel like I'm right, but it doesn't. There's what you feel, what you think. I mean, I feel like what I'm doing is working better put. Right is the wrong word. Okay, and so just with that in mind. Another thing I want to tell y'all is I have this opinion about what an ideal classroom dynamic is, okay? And so you have the students, okay? And you have the materials, and then you have the teacher. Okay, and some people refer to themselves as instructors. I call myself a teacher. Okay, that is what I am. I am a teacher. And so you have kind of this cycle, and everything feeds back into each other. And so what we have is we have the teacher working with the students and the materials and everything. And it's like you try to find the combination that works. Okay, and so the quote that I can't quote it verbatim, but it was like, you don't teach how you don't make the students learn how you teach how the students learn. Okay, exactly. And but it's a two-way road. It is a two-way road. Those students have got they got to learn how to learn. Okay, and so it's like the teacher cannot get inside the student's head and make them learn, and so it's like we're always negotiating this. This reality, and then you got materials, and it's like, and so so Steve was nice enough to bring this. I didn't ask him out. I'm sure he didn't bring it for me, but I love this. It's not working with my current class, and so I want to talk about my aha moment, and enlightenment is a it's overestimated at this day and age, but I stuck with it, and I've never read whatever literary reference that is, so just forgive me for that. Okay, so let's see. Is there an easier way to present? Let's see. Okay, just download PowerPoint. Okay. All right, so this is not me, but I just want to kind of illustrate where I'm coming from. Is that I like things to be neat. I like things to be organized, color-coded. I don't color-code anything, okay? It's impossible for me to do that. But this is kind of maybe what we aspire to, have this calm, organized, and just, and...
so this is not you?
No, this is not me, but this is maybe how I feel like my life is this way. I mean, I think we all have this frame of how we live, and we feel like we're doing things okay, and I feel like I'm doing things okay. I mean, I'm using, this really cool this thing we can make copies of for free, and so, and then this is, oh no, they're supposed to pop up, they're not supposed to be there. Okay. So this is why you don't upload a PowerPoint presentation to the Google site and then download it again. Okay, so it's like those animations. Okay, well we're just gonna go what we have. Okay, so I'm eternally grateful for the person who made this really cool standards for, and this is ABE. This is not ASE, but we can use our imagination. Okay, very just color-coded, beautiful, and they all fit. I mean, everything fits together. These are technology standards, and these are the math standards. And I mean, it's just all fits on one page. It's so, I mean, it's just like that's how life should be. Everything should fit on one page. You can print it out and just tape it to the wall. This is the beginning, not the end. With apologies to Wiggins and McTighe because they say start with the beginning in mind, with the end in mind. But the standards is where we start, okay? And And you know, it's like I love curriculum development and I love lesson planning, and I want to show y'all some things that I did if there's time. And this is, you can, like, if you're just getting started lesson planning, I highly advise you to take a look at this, okay? Because this summarizes like 70 pages of standards, okay? And obviously, you know, you want to get as granular as you can when you're talking about what standards that we're teaching to, or that, you know, that we're incorporating into our teaching. But if you just want to talk about geometry or algebraic thinking, data analysis, math operations, and those things. Okay, so we got standards, but what? Well, my desk kind of looks more like that than like that organized color-coded thing. Okay, I'm not spilling. The coffee is drunk before it gets spilled, and apple core definitely gets thrown away or eaten. I eat the whole thing sometimes. But you know, sometimes the cups do stack up, and the takeout, and this and that, and so because our desk is not a museum, our classroom is not a museum. I mean, things get used. Okay, which is why I have hesitated to buy those algebra tiles, because I know they're gonna get lost. I know they're gonna get marked on. I know that they're gonna get swept up and thrown away. And I come from an economically depressed county in a family that money is valuable, and I'm gonna buy these myself. I gotta think about it before I buy those things, okay? And I don't have the time. It's like I want to make them, but then I invest all the time in making them. It's the same thing. Time is money. We know it is, okay? And so I'm not telling you I don't like the algebra tiles, and I'm not telling you I'm never going to use them, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so, oh look, that came up. Okay, this is close to how my desk looks. It's a work in progress. Okay, so these are not my students. Okay, but I want to tell you that I transitioned to a different classroom, and that's when this Ian Power stopped working, because we only met twice a week instead of 4 times a week. We only meet twice a week. And the students, they took to it, but it's just, you know, they got to work, they got kids, and things come up, and so they can't, sometimes they come once a week, if that much. Many students do come twice a week, but it's just hard to stay on track with a 12 lesson unit, okay? And the way that I'm trained to be a teacher is that, you know, you throw the unit out the window anyway, but this is a really good thing. But anyway, so you got students asking questions, and asking questions, and asking questions, and I mean, just asking all the time, and it's like, I don't have time to get to the questions and to teach these things, and to be the guide on the side. You know, because I don't want to be like the showman in the middle, but it's fun doing that. So then, this is my, wait, a light bulb. What light bulb? Okay, what was my light bulb? My notes are somewhere, I don't know where the notes are. Okay, so I guess I just had, I don't know. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, so, this is my, I took a quantum leap, okay, in my thinking, and I was like, okay, so what was the light bulb that made me have the quantum leap was I was looking at the 3-act math. I was looking back over Steve's curriculum for this class, and I looked at the 3-act math, and I was like, okay, now I get it. It's not this neat TED talk and this person that's really smart and that has a lot of time and probably resources, and you probably got a grant to do all this or whatever, and you know, it's not that. It's just you want to hook the students, and there are these resources out there that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And he has a really cool website, regardless, you know, of my jealousy or envy, okay? And so that's when it's just like, okay, some things, like I haven't done the algebra tiles, and I just now did the bike shop problem. Just now, I mean, Wednesday. We just did. I was like, who wants to have a math lesson? But before that, we did the 3-act math. We did it twice. And like the week before that. And they just loved it. I mean, they all liked it. Every single person. And so I just, my quantum leap was just looking at that and just think, and then just these simple, he's got a Google spreadsheet that he has all that stuff on. So these are some images from it. So you use real life. Let me see if I have a blue text. No, I don't have a blue text box. So it's like you have real life materials that appeal to the students and students can identify with, and that we as teachers can identify with, and that's kind of where everything works for that time. And really, it's like we are building this ship as we are sailing it. I mean, just one plank at a time, and that's just the reality, I think, of our role as ABE, ASE, whatever teachers, is that we just have to, we're developing this curriculum as we're teaching it, and knowing the resources that are available. And it's like 3 years from now, I'm gonna have to come back and take this class again or do something. Okay, I don't know what, because I've only been teaching this for a year. Okay, so I don't know what 5 years looks like for me and for all of us, really, because things are going to change. And then balloon on a straw. I mean, that's so cool. Okay, we need to do that in class. Oh, and then what? I can't remember why. Oh, because this is talking about we change and we evolve. Okay, so you got the eggs, and then you got the tadpole, and then you got legs, and then he still has a tail, but he got 4 legs, or she, and then you got the adult frog. Okay, so it's like this is kind of represents how I feel about my progress through this course, and then when we go back to the eggs. Okay, so it's a constant renewal and development and growth and change, and I think that we become better people, better teachers, better students. Let's see. And so I want to show you then. Okay, so what I put on here, this website, you can go to it from the As You Learn, okay? And then, but it's just sites.google.com, Mega Diverse Math. That's my personal brand, is Mega Diverse. Okay, so and then here is a synthesis of all the resources that we've looked at and a couple of other ones. I'm like a compiler. I like to compile things and think outside the box. Well, this is very much in a box. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's look at it, and I want to explain it to you. Now, 79 pages. Don't worry about that. Okay. See, it's taking a while to load, it's so big. Okay, and this is going to get bigger. I mean, it's going to be like 100 pages, it's going to be 200 pages. Okay? So what I did was I took, and this is only available to us, because I did take images that Steve put up. So this is not, not circulated to the public at large. But so the way that we do lesson planning at RCC is, and it's really working. It's really working. And I'm not patting myself on the back because things can always improve. Is that we have, you do the lesson description on the left side and you put the standards and objectives on the right side. Okay, and so here I've taken many of his, I think Dan Meyer is his name, and I just put the lesson description on this side, and lesson description includes what you do, like the WPEA format, as much, just stick to that as much as possible, which is, what does the W stand for?
It's the create interests, the background knowledge.
Okay, and then the WPEA is that, I can't remember what the W stand for. And then introduction, presentation, practice, the E is evaluation, and the E is assessment and something else. Anyway, just it's a nice acronym to kind of think about practice and presentation and these types of things. And so that's what the description is. Like, how do you evaluate the students? How do they practice? How do you teach? And it's usually the, the I do, you do, we do, you do, okay? And so that's on this side, just this lesson description, okay? You can include as many or as few details as you want to, okay? And then the standards go on this side, and there should be a label up here, but sometimes tables don't translate very well. And he puts the standards on. Now these are Common Core standards. That the adult basic ed standards are based on the Common Core, okay? So I feel like I have created a license to put the Common Core standards on here because those are the ones that he linked to, okay? And if the state office wants to tell me that I'm doing it wrong, I mean, let them scrutinize my whole 79-page document, okay? And tell me that I'm doing it wrong, all right? And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna put it into my lesson planning document, and then I may come back and revisit it. Kind of like maintain the garden, do a little bit of weeding every now and then. But I'm not gonna make a huge amount of changes to this between now and